Hi there, and welcome back to our perspective series. Today, we're going to learn how to draw in two-point perspective, and I'm going to show you how easy it can actually be. So first, let's talk about what two-point perspective is. It's when there are two vanishing points for the objects in space to recede back to. This happens when the object is no longer facing the viewer, but rather the corner of the object is. Now the key with two-point perspective is knowing where to place the vanishing points. Like in one-point perspective, the vanishing points are going to be on the horizon line, but how far apart should these points be? Let's use Minecraft as an example, and I know what you might be thinking, what, a video game? Psh, how's that gonna help? But since this is a block game, it's a pretty useful tool, and some people even use it to set up their scene, take a screenshot, and then trace over it to find their perspective. And no, I wouldn't say this is cheating in perspective, it's just using your tools to your advantage. But anyways, I've loaded up a world here and made a corner. And if we trace the lines in this scene, we can find how far apart the vanishing points are. But if we change the FOV, or frame of view, then the distance between the vanishing points change. And if I put it at a low FOV, the vanishing points are really far away, making the object seem more flat. But if I change the FOV to Quick Pro, then the vanishing points are super close together, making everything kind of look like a fisheye lens. So definitely take into consideration the distance between your vanishing points when creating your scene. But how do we actually create things in two-point perspective? Well, let's get started, shall we? So first, as I mentioned before, we need to draw a horizon line. Then place 2 points on that line, and these, of course, are your vanishing points. And then the next step to do is to place a vertical line somewhere on your page, but not past either of your vanishing points. So I'm going to be putting mine around the middle, and this is going to be the corner of your object. Then connect both the top and the bottom of the vertical line to vanishing point number 1, and then again with vanishing point number 2. So it makes a diamond-ish shape. Awesome job! Next, we have to determine how far back our shape goes. Like with one-point perspective, if you place a vertical line super close to the vanishing points, it will appear like it's going really far back. And if you place a vertical line close to the corner here, it will appear really skinny. So for my example, I'm just going to place the vertical line here. And it does not go past the orthogonal lines, the lines connecting to the vanishing points. Then do that for the other side. So if you erase the orthogonal lines going past the outermost vertical lines, your shape will be finished. It'll just look solid. But for mine, I'm going to make it transparent and show you all the sides to the box. To do this, we have to connect the outermost vertical lines to the vanishing points. And since it's already connected to this vanishing point over here, we have to connect it to the opposite vanishing point on the other side. And the same step with our other vertical line. Almost done! Next, we have to draw in the back corner. To do this, we find where the orthogonal lines cross and make a vertical line connecting those two intersections. They should connect with a vertical line, but if yours are a bit skewed, check how big your vanishing points are. They should be small in order for you to get the most accurate orthogonal lines. So there is our box in two-point perspective. Great job, I'm so proud of you. We just have to erase some lines. Obviously, we'll erase these far lines going past our outermost vertical lines. And then we have to erase the orthogonal lines going past the back corner here. Like that! Woo! We did it! We made a box in space. And if I add a door here, it's a room in space. I can also add a little person inside the box, kind of like they're in a small room. And if I bucket fill this space here, then you can see how it can also be a solid shape. For practice, I suggest drawing more boxes in perspective in different positions on the page, but if you don't want to do that, just watch me do it. So for these boxes I'm drawing, they are both above and below the horizon line. And if you remember from the one-point perspective video, then you'll know that when a box goes above or below the horizon line, then you can see either its top or bottom. And same exact thing happens in two-point perspective, as you can see here. Well, that was the end of the two-point perspective tutorial. I hope you're still awake after all of that. I'll see you next time to learn how to draw a grid in perspective. Until then, have a good one! Bye!